just chalk that off 28-21.
That one was painful. Even more painful is to consider the fact that we've got to take on a team the next week. Thank God it's at home. That has basically put the screws to us for 2 years in a row. They're going to be extremely physical with Brett Bielema as their coach. So let's turn our attention to Illinois, whose record was 5-7 last year. They averaged 330 yards of total offense each game last year, 20.17 points per game, 174 rushing yards, 156 passing. That was pretty anemic. Their defense only gave up just under 22 points per game, however, but they did give up 365 yards a game, 150 via the run, 215 via the pass. Nebraska last year, the offense once again almost eclipsed them by 100 total yards. We had 444 total yards, 22 points, 212 rushing yards, 232 passing yards. You couldn't ask for a more balanced offensive attack that day. The problem was there was a scoop six. There was a Cam Taylor Britt, as we all know. Thank God he's in the league. Maybe he won't ever do that again. Safety on a punt. 30 points we gave up. 197 by the rushing, 159 passing yards for a total of 356. Luke, we'll go ahead and start with you. And what do you think is going to happen against Illinois? Does Nebraska get revenge, or are we looking at losing 3 in a row and it's starting to sound a lot like Iowa?
I say it is such a bittersweet thing when you're reading out those stats. Then you have to say Nebraska stats. Like I wish you wouldn't, just because it hurts to read that we did so much better. And it makes no sense. But I mean, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but I remember this one time we were playing Illinois, and they were talking about how this new quarterback that was starting for them was a transfer from Nebraska, and he's rode third string, and he's never started for us. And so he was starting at Illinois, and then they just put on a show. And ever since then, I feel like they've kept that fire of just just kept giving it to us. So, I mean, I'm hoping that being at Nebraska yet again is going to just kind of give us that safety net, but it's going to be a tough, close game, and I feel like we might pull it out by 2, but I want to say it might be a 1 touchdown game. Gonna put this one at, let's go 35-28 us.
35-28. All right, Scott, what you got?
Yeah, so this is where I think that when it comes to our loss with Purdue, I think that that'll be a galvanizing part of our season where our guys will kind of buckle up a little bit more and play a little bit more disciplined. The only thing that has me worried about Illinois is the fact that we go once again right into a bye week prior to Illinois coming to town. And so if we do good against Indiana after our bye week, I don't see any reason why we can't do good against Illinois after our bye week. Right. But I don't know, man. You look at Illinois' offense. It was pretty bad last year. The only thing that was redeemable about their offense was their somewhat average rushing attack. Their defense was pretty good. I mean, you look at the stats, and their defense was actually pretty dang good last year.
Right.
And so I don't see them taking much of a drop off on their defense. So I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, but I think that Nebraska will pull away with at least a 2-score victory. And I'm going to predict something along the lines of a 31-21 victory for the Big Red.
All righty. So you got us at, 6-2 now at this point in the year?
Yep, 6-2.
Well,
I can't believe I call you a friend when you think we're going 6-2. Oh, just.
Well, my heart can take it if Nebraska somehow figured out how to lose to a vastly inferior Illinois team. So I'm calling for a win, because if it was a loss, well.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
I just had to throw an Office one in there. I couldn't help myself.
It's a good meme. It's a good meme.
So to me, I think this is the game that Nebraska really puts the offense together. This is a game where they've maybe muddled around a little bit with Purdue. They muddled around a little bit in some of the early games, and then they found some things in some later games, and maybe they muddled around a little bit again. And then they really put things together for Illinois. I think they have a bad taste in their mouth coming back from West Lafayette, and they're ready to take some revenge on, well, Brett Bielema. Let's face it, the last time we played him was in Champaign. The last time we played him before that was in the Big Ten championship game when he was the coach and decided to hang 70 on us. So none of those players were there, obviously, at that time. But I have no doubt Frost might show them a little bit of that film, give them a little bit of fight in their belly. And I think Nebraska drops 52 points on Illinois and gives up I think the Blacks have a pretty good day. They might return a couple of INTs for touchdowns, so I think they give up 10. 52-10, and Nebraska's feeling really good when into
Wow.
the
So you think a
last 4
blowout.
games. I got a blowout.
Blowout revenge, huh?
Absolute blowout. And this is probably the one I'm going to be completely wrong on, like probably all the others too. I don't know. We're just having fun. We're speculating. We have no clue what's actually going to happen until I think we'll get an indication in Dublin what kind of team we've got. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up our episode, gentlemen.